It's safe to say if you're a parent whose child struggles with constipation, you've heard of Miralax. This over the counter laxative is commonly recommended for kids who struggle with recurring constipation. We understand that no parent wants to turn to medication first, especially if they don't have to. And parents, we don't want you to feel like Miralax is your only option, especially with the many documented side effects that come with it. So let's not only talk about Miralax and what struggles can come with it, but let's also dive into the natural solutions to get your baby, your toddler, or your child out of the constipation struggle and have some healthy, regular digestion. So today's video, this is for moms who've tried all the natural remedies and they feel like Miralax is their only option left. But they've heard of the negative impact that Miralax can have emotionally and behaviorally, and they just aren't comfortable going that route with their child yet. One of the most common stories that we hear in our practice is, I had no idea that Miralax could affect behavior like this. My doctor definitely didn't tell me that. He mentioned nothing about Miralax side effects. And that was what Laura, Justin's mother, shared with us during her initial consultation when we were just diving deep into what triggered Justin's behavior to go from not good to horrible about 6 months before they started care. So Justin had battled chronic constipation since he was an infant, and he was now dealing with severe behavior and anger issues, even getting violent with his little sister and other kids. He'd already been placed on Miralax, but then later he received a diagnosis of ADHD as well. Despite having just turned 3 years old, their pediatrician recommended Justin be put on ADHD meds in addition to that Miralax. Thankfully, a friend of theirs, she had recommended that Laura take a look at drug-free options like pediatric chiropractic. Since she did have some big concerns about her 3-year-old being on 2 different medications so early in life, she made the call to a local PX doc and they got started with care. So, you may be asking, why is Miralax still recommended so often if it's so dangerous? Here's a little bit of background on it. The main ingredient in Miralax is called polyethylene glycol 3350. It's designed to help the digestive tract hold and retain more water, which also helps pull more water into the stool. It helps the stool be easier to pass because it's softer. So Miralax, most often it comes in a powder, you mix it with water or juice, and while the dosage recommendations are specific for adults, it is recommended that you reach out to your provider for use with kids under the age of 17. For the sake of brevity in this video, I highly recommend that you do your own research on Miralax. Its ingredients, its side effects, you're going to be surprised at what you find. The FDA, they actually did a study and they found that 167 kids taking Miralax had severe emotional psychiatric side effects in a 2014 study. This was actually reported by CBS News. This debate has continued as the FDA has failed to approve its use for kids under the age of 17. Its current use is considered off-label, and while many pediatricians are recommending its use for constipation, many other sites and experts have documented that it actually increases bloating, gas, cramping, diarrhea, and even additional stomach pain and pressure. I'm going to link that study for you below in the comments. You can check it out for yourself. But that main ingredient in Miralax, that polyethylene glycol 3350, has a mechanism of retaining water, which is working against the body's natural process of nutrient and fluid absorption. So while altering this process may provide temporary relief, when it's used long-term, it's working against the absorption process. That not only is affecting the biochemistry of the body, but also the brain's communication with the digestive system via that vagus nerve. So there have been many parent groups formed over the last 10 plus years that are very critical of Miralax use. They describe their experiences of their child's struggles with Miralax, just like Justin's mom Laura was telling us about. The documented studies results, they have yet to show a definitive confirmation of its safety or effectiveness. So those listed side effects of Miralax, they include severe behavioral effects like anxiety, mood swings, anger, paranoia, and massive personality changes. While there's still an ongoing debate on the association of each of those side effects academically, the vast amount of parents, caregivers, and even clinicians that are coming forward with those experiences just cannot be ignored any longer. And as parents, we have every right to be angry and frustrated when we hear or see real-life examples of those side effects. When we turn to a medication, we want to trust that not only is it effective, but it's extremely safe and has thoroughly been tested and approved for children. Understandably, many parents, they get quite angry when they learn about these behavioral and emotional side effects for the first time, but what we hope to do with this is to help you find a path and an option that gets to the root cause of your child's constipation and then help you to take action to care for it naturally and without the drugs and the side effects. We're closing in on 10 years of practice here, and we continue to find that constipation struggles in kids actually come from three main categories. So the first is nutritional and food intolerances. The second is neurological interferences. And third is both nutritional and neurological interferences. Here's the wildest part of all of this. While nearly 100% of the patients that we begin care with have tried a multitude of diet changes, they've done detoxes, added supplements, etc., almost none of them have been told about how important the nervous system is when it comes to gut and digestive health. The science behind it, especially concerning constipation and digestive issues, is super simple. An overstressed and overstimulated brain and nervous system gets stuck on a perpetual or sustained fight or flight mode or sympathetic dominance within the nervous system. And when a child gets stuck in this state, it's known as subluxation. The lack of digestive motility that's caused by that sustained sympathetic stress is limiting the body's ability to also assimilate and excrete toxins and unwanted molecules. So this is where reactions to things like gluten, dairy, eggs, and so forth come in, as well as those increased behavioral issues and emotional dysregulation. Those foods, they're already more difficult to digest by nature, but when you have a subluxated nervous system filled with interference and stress, it struggles to digest and eliminate even the most basic or the healthiest of foods. So this is where the ultimate frustration comes in for parents. You've thrown the book at this problem for your child, and you've done fantastic nutrition, you've added the supplements, yet the problem persists. After just a few months of neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic care, Laura, Justin's mom, says that Justin's been able to go places more often. He will listen much better, which has taken her stress level from a 30 to like a 5. They've already been receiving so many compliments on how Justin acts. He's not hitting people anymore. He's less aggressive. He's been able to share easier, and best of all, he's pooping every single day. What a huge win for Justin and his family. So if you've tried it all, or you're just getting started with helping your child's chronic constipation, save the Miralax, save the drugs as an absolute last resort. The side effects of Miralax are many, and they can be long-lasting as well, and that's just not something that most parents want for their child. Because we find that most cases have neurological stress and subluxation as the primary contributor to constipation, we recommend reaching out to us, ask about your child's exact struggles, tell us about what's going on. We'll get you a neurological assessment with our Insight scan technology to see if subluxation exists within your child's body. That gentle measurement from the scans allows us to address the true root cause of the constipation and those chronic health challenges. So we believe every child deserves a drug-free option as a first choice, saving all the side effects of things like Miralax as a last resort only. So if you're concerned this may be the case with your child, schedule a consult and exam with us right away. We can definitely help you out. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Leave a comment below, send us a DM, and then please share this information with other Facebook groups, other friends, other family members who may be struggling with the same things. We're here to help.